Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is my firm belief that American families are the foundation of our country. Republicans have made it clear that we put American families first. And we share the same goals of ensuring a working parent is able to spend time with their newborn child. I've lost count of the number of times that I have sat in this room and I've expressed the willingness to work with my colleagues on the other side of the aisle on ways that we can help working class families. But yet, we've continued to hear crickets, to have the interaction, to try to work together for all Americans for the common good. Instead, it's the approach of the governing majority as their way or the highway. And we saw that. We even saw that with the amendment voting process, where 3 members on the other side came in late and they voted the opposite of the Republicans just because that's what the Republicans did, and all 3 of them had to come back and change their vote. It really shows a bipartisan effort of the majority not to work with us. We even have members of the majority refuse to work with members on my side because they disagree with how they vote on unrelated items. Unrelated items. And you just absolutely refuse to work with them. How does that help the American people? It doesn't. It's just politics, and Americans hate politics. They want work done. Under the Democrats' massive government intrusion on Americans' personal lives, a two-earner household can earn up to $500,000 and receive $28,000 in benefits. Yet, meanwhile, their legislation provides no minimum benefit for low-income earners. This bill is nothing more than a handout to Democrat supporters and campaign donors and coastal elites. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to submit for the record a memo staff received from the Congressional Research Service that confirms our suspicion. This bill provides massive benefits for high-income earners and leaves the working class behind.
So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, my amendment is simple. It would limit benefits to those making less than $100,000 per year, not $500,000. It would limit benefits to the people who, it would provide the benefits to the people who need it the most. It also provides a minimum benefit amount equal to the minimum benefit included in the Family Act. Legislation that nearly every Democrat on this committee has co-sponsored this Congress. The choice is simple. I'm giving my colleagues across the aisle an opportunity to show they don't support handouts for the rich. And I hope they take it. If I were you, I know I would take it. Your party leadership has already indicated they aren't behind this bill that we're discussing in this committee. I'd be willing to bet money there are 2 U.S. senators on the other side of the building who will take issue with handouts to families making $500,000. Why force your membership in this committee to take a tough vote and continue providing handouts to the rich? Is it because that's what Speaker Pelosi wants? You all were elected to represent your district, your people. I would hate to think that I was in the majority and we had a bill as massive as this and I couldn't offer an amendment and get it adopted. And to read headlines in the last 24 hours that says what we're doing in this committee doesn't matter because the Senate Democrats haven't agreed to anything with the White House. So is this a dog and pony show? The bill that we're discussing is never going to become law because of 2 Democrat senators won't support it as it is. And so what are we doing? How do you feel about that? Is it Donald Trump's fault? Everything else is. That's what we hear in this room. Is the fact that this administration left $85 billion in military equipment for the Taliban, that's Donald Trump's fault, is what members here are trying to say? That's Joe Biden's fault. I urge adoption of this amendment.
All right, the gentleman. With that, let me recognize